one thing I've really noticed in trying to set up a business, so setting up an idea, setting up a premises, putting all the business things together, A, working it out, then B, actually putting it into place, and then all the things you have to do these days to go with it. So the marketing through social media, obviously making these videos and trying to post on Instagram and all these sort of things. There's a lot to learn and there's a lot to action. And for me, the biggest challenge in getting going was working out how to allocate my time. And I put a lot of thought into that, how to structure my week to try and keep it a little bit structured so that I wasn't constantly getting distracted and stopping and starting things the whole time. So I put together a week that is split into 5 blocks, Monday to Friday, and then splitting it out into a creative day where I'm putting together videos, doing Instagram, thinking about branding, marketing. Another day where I'm doing external communication, like making contact with people. Another day where I'm working on the stable, doing physical stuff. And then another day for numbers and systems and solidly at the computer trying to work out how to make things a little bit more efficient. And then I have a sort of tie-up day on a Friday, finishing off any of the above things. So it's quite a good system. It gives a bit of focus, it gives a bit of structure, but obviously at these early stages, certain things just end up trying to take over at least. And some things you need to let take over, some things have to be the priority, so they will take, rather than one day, take 2 or 3 days. And at the moment, the priority really is, because it's summer, it's good weather, and because I am totally dependent on the business will be dependent on the physical space, is getting the stable up and running. So I'm having to try and focus on that, and at the moment I've only got a day a week set aside for that, which is fine as I was getting going, but now I think I'm going to need to up it to 2 or 3 days a week. But I'm a slight crossroads at the moment, because in order to start properly at the stable, I need to get materials and deliver it to the farm, and at the moment it's just too much for the car, so I'm having to get a trailer. I had to get a tow bar for the car for a trailer, so I can bring in wood for the stable door, sand for the walls and the floor and the concrete and everything. So I'm at sort of a little bit stuck at the moment until I get a trailer. So yeah, the tow bar's fitted. I'm literally now just going to get a number plate for the trailer, and then I just need to find a trailer. I'm hoping to find small, medium-sized sort of DIY trailer, camping trailer, just for fairly light loads, so sort of maximum 400 to 500 kilos, and I'm expecting to pay like £500 or something like that. Probably get a slightly better one that's second hand, and hopefully get a little bit more for my money, because I don't honestly know after doing the renovation of the stable whether I'll use it or not, but I think it'd be a pretty useful thing to have around. So that is where I'm off to at the moment. I'm hoping I'll get a trailer this week, and then I'm having a little holiday, and then after that hopefully it'll be a collecting of materials and getting on with some good things. Mainly the stable door I think needs to come next, because the stable door means security, it means weather tightness, and it means I can store a little bit more in the stable, as I'm then not having to lug things between my house and the stable, so that'll be useful. So another thing I've been working on is the electric supply, and that's been a bit back and forth between me and the National Grid who supply the electricity. They were planning an installation that meant I had to dig a trench through the stable yard, and would have been quite a lot of work, and it was actually quite expensive. It was getting towards £3,000, which is probably quite cheap for a normal 3-phase supply, but it is a very short distance, thankfully, to the supply on the road. But thankfully, with a bit of back and forth, I've managed to come to an agreement with the National Grid that they could just put the wire directly through the wall into the stable, and then I have meter boxes in the actual building. So it reduces the cost by like £600, and it's a lot less work to actually put the wire through. So really pleased about that. That's helps a lot. It means like keeping things simple and keeping the budget down is, at this stage, really what I want to do. It's just going to help so much in the short and long term. So So just back, it's Thursday now. I came down on Tuesday this week and did a lot of vacuuming, getting rid of all the paint and the dust from all of that paint stripping work. And while I was here, my phone battery died again when I was filming. But I had a quick go at lifting some of the concrete infills that were here. I found a big crowbar and just gave it a bit of a shove and stuff kept coming up. So actually it's probably a really good thing. It just means that I have the chance to really level this area rather than try and put concrete on top of old concrete, which I think would be probably a bad idea. So the only challenge is getting rid of this concrete or breaking it up or whatever I need to do there. I'm not quite sure yet. But it just means now I've got a fairly clear area to run. I can probably lift up the bricks and then give myself a really clear area to use the concrete, but it means more concrete. So I need to do a bit of research and see what the best solution there is, whether I should keep the bricks in place and just infill with concrete, or whether I should lift all the bricks up so I've got a nice layer, firm layer of concrete, which I think is probably the answer, but I need to check that. So another good thing is I've got a trailer now. I picked that up today, and that means I can collect sand, cement, wood for the stable door in sort of fewer trips from the builders merchants, which just makes everything a lot easier. So I feel like I can make a bit more progress now. So I'm gonna have a little holiday and then come back and try and crack on with the pointing or the floor. I'm not sure which yet, I just need to decide, but a little bit more heavy work is coming next.